Hey guys, Sableye here, and today we're back with some more Trash or Treasure, and we're gonna rock through Naganadel today, guys. Like, let's talk Naganadel. Like, I think it's a really underrated Pokemon right now, and we're just gonna quickly run through some things here. It is very, very frail, but it's also very, very fast, and I think it got a nice little addition here with Airstream, Air Slash. Sorry, well, Air Slash, which gives it access to max Airstream, which I think is a massive, massive upgrade from what it had back in Sun and Moon. So basically, because you have Air Slash now and Airstream, you can actually probably afford to go modest, get the Air Slash. That way your Beast Boost is actually boosting your special attack stat, since your special attack stat will be higher. I'll go into that a little bit later right now. And guys, I don't want to sit in Showdown for 72 years, right? But basically, you're looking at stuff like your givens are Sludge Bomb. You're getting Sludge Bomb. You need Sludge Bomb on here. I guess you can make a case if you wanted to go like Sludge Wave beside like a Steel type, but I think that's more gimmicky than anything. Sludge Bomb's your more consistent poison move, right? You're looking at Draco Meteor, maybe Dragon Pulse if you don't want to gamble Draco Meteor, although I do think Draco Meteor is the better option, so we'll leave that in there right now. Like I said, you got Air Slash, and it's either Air Slash or Heat Wave, guys. I'm going to be completely honest here. That's the moveset. You got Air Slash or Heat Wave. Heat Wave, of course, for the pesky Kartanas, for the other Ferrothorns if they ever do decide to show up. It's just to hit Steel types in general. It's a really nice move to have, especially for a fast Dragon type, as fast as Naganadel is. And that's really what you're looking at. Of course, you're probably going to want Protect on here since, like I said before, you are very frail. Like 73, 73, 73 is not anything to really ride home about here. But like I said, don't want to sit in Showdown, guys. So we're going to jump over to my Cinderace spread, I guess you can call it. And this is basically just a checkpoint here of what's going to outspeed Cinderace. And I didn't really bother with all the damage calcs because I'm pretty sure you're dying to anything it uses, guys. And if I'm wrong, I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure anything a Life Orb Cinderace attacks into you with is just going to absolutely destroy you. So you go Timid 244 at 189. I guess technically, if you go before it, because we're outspeeding it here, you'd go something like Draco Meteor, and then you get your max Wormwind off before it would attack. Which I guess then, in which case, you could probably make some sort of spread where you get a little bit of bulk. Guys, these are random numbers. I slid these numbers. Don't actually take these ones. But random numbers here, like a little bit of bulk. Maybe you can live something at -1 from a Cinderace and then allow yourself to outspeed it again next turn and kill it. Because let's be real, you are hitting very hard, and Cinderace doesn't have a lot of bulk, right? 127 special attack is actually kind of disgusting. And if you slap something like a Life Orb or something like an Expert Belt on it, Life Orb is probably a little bit more consistent since you're not taking hits anyways, but that's besides the point. And then Thundurus, which is definitely one you want to be outspeeding if you're going to go Timid here. And this hits 180. Of course, Thundurus hitting 179 at max speed. You want to be outspeeding this thing, right, guys? Like, especially if you're going to go Airstream. This would be the one case where you would want Airstream if you're on Timid Naganadel. Because normally I would make the general assumption here that you're going to go Modest, you're going to have Air Slash for Airstream, and if you're going to go Timid, you're going to have Heat Wave for Max Flare, right? And that would be the general assumption you'd make, but in this case at 180, and you basically want to use this because you're not killing Thundurus, let's be real. Right? You're not killing Thundurus. Nothing you have is going to kill it. Of course, if like Draco Meteor Max Wormwood is going to do a lot of damage, it's just not going to kill. Right? So on something like this, I recommend Air Slash. So you get Airstream and then something a little bit faster beside it. So you can Air Slash and then get something to kill Thundurus beside the Naganadel. Right? That would be what I would do with this. But that's just me right now. I honestly don't even know what you'd put beside the Naganadel. Because, like, you need, like, a fast... I guess max speed T-Tar. Like, a quick T-Tar could work there. Like, there's a lot of things that could work. I just don't know what you'd actually want to use. I think that's, once again, team-dependent, which is why I don't give full spreads. In case you guys are wondering why I never give, like, a full-on spread, like 180, like, everything, all 5... Because, like, it's completely team-dependent. Of course, yeah, I could say, yeah, 252, 252, 4 HP is probably a really good spread to use. Pretty good spot to start, right? But like I said, if you're on a team and you know you're going to be going before Thundurus and you need just a little bit of extra speed rather than a little bit of extra damage output, you can get away with Timid. Or if you don't need the speed, you can get away with Modest, right? That's why I don't give full spreads. But let's move on to Dragapult right here. And guys, don't get me wrong, we're not outspeeding Dragapult here. This is not what this spread is meant to do. But this Draco Meteor with I believe it was an Expert Belt. I'll have to it is Expert Belt, yes. It is Expert Belt, as I do remember that. But Expert Belt Draco Meteor at 244 Timid will actually pick off the Dragapults. So even when they Dynamax, assuming they're not bulky. If they don't have investment, this will be picking up Dragapult. But regardless of that, we're going to jump over to Kartana right now. And guys, like I said, Heat Wave, this is another reason I think Naganadel is very, very good right now. You have Expert Belt, of course. And 244, it doesn't need to be Expert Belt, guys. Like I said, you can go Life Orb. You could actually get away with Focus Sash as well. But besides the point, right now, 244 Heat Wave with an Expert Belt, that's going to be absolutely toasting, and I mean toasting, any Kartana, even if they're AV. This actually toasts, I believe, 252 HP, 148 special defense Kartana, or something close to that. I'll probably flash the calc onto screen as I'm talking about this, so I don't look completely ridiculous. But besides the point, like I said, you're toasting the Ganadel's, you're toasting Kartanas with this, guys, and of course, you're going to actually have speed investment, at least enough to outspeed Kartana, so right there. But if you're going to go to 178, you're probably going to want to outspeed Thundy. And if you're going to outspeed Thundy, you probably just want to outspeed Cinderace as well. So, all in all, 244 special attack. Like I said, this is why I said it's team dependent, right? Do you want to outspeed Cinder? Who knows? You only really need to outspeed Kartana. But do you want to outspeed the rest of them? That's all up to you. But anyways, we're now going to go into this Focus Sash set. Like I said, guys, it can be sashed. It can be Expert Belt. It doesn't really... Like, I mean, it matters for the team, but there's no real best item right now. It's a very underrated mon, I think. Sash is interesting, but I'd recommend not using Sash if you're going to Dynamax it quite often. Because if you're going to Dynamax it, the extra bulk from Dynamax probably allows you to live at least one attack. So Focus Sash kind of useless right there, so you could probably make a case. I think Life Orb is probably the best item. But anyways, of course, Beast Boost, Sludge Bomb, like I said before, Draco, Air Slash, Protect. And like I said, if you're going to go modest, I think a general rule of thumb is you want to have Air Slash to get that speed boost up. And then like I said, if you're going to go Timid with this one, you probably want to have Heat Wave. General rule of thumb, guys. Like I said, you could go Timid and have Airstream as well. But I do think I like the Timid set a little bit more because, like I said, I think Heat Wave is very, very clutch on Naganadel here. Toasting Kartanas, I think, is something very underrated right now. Because as good as Kartana is, and as well as you can check it with other things, sometimes just having an extra Heat Wave and not being able to be follow lead away, and just amongst other things, and outspeeding it, I think here is the big one, just to burn it to a crisp is absolutely phenomenal, right? And when you have the speed, right, and you're Timid, right, you're 180, obviously 180 over is greater than 179, so you're going to get the Beast Boost in speed, right, and you're probably going to go a little bit faster, but you're going to get the Beast Boost in speed, right? That's guaranteed. And I think because you can get the special attack boost with Sludge Bomb, or Max Ooze, I should say, I think Timid is just the way to go. Like, you're basically clicking, it's technically the equivalent of a Combine, but for speed and special attack, right? You pick something off with a Sludge Bomb, all of a sudden, not Sludge Bomb, with a Max Ooze, you get a speed boost from your Beast Boost, and you also get the special attack boost from the from the Max Ooze, right? So then all of a sudden you're +1/+1 with 2 more turns of Max, or 1 more turn of Max, or even coming out of Max, you're +1/+1, and all of a sudden now you're packing a massive punch, right? Of course, you do have to be careful about Kartana switching in, but then next turn you just click Max Flare. So I think that's relatively safe, and guys, like I said, this is basically just an orb set. And by orb set, there's really no orb, but I did want to talk, and normally when I think Life Orb, I tend to drop my special attack a little bit, and invest in a little bit more bulk. But on Naganadel, as I said before, the bulk you're putting into it really is not helping that much. There's nothing that you're gonna live that you don't already live that's not gonna two hit knock you out. I think that's proper terminology. Like, everything that's a 2-hit knockout will remain a 2-hit knockout, and everything that's gonna kill you is most likely still going to kill you. Unless, like I said earlier, where I did forget to think about this before I sat down to record, but unless you do get that max Wormwood off with the Draco Meteor, off the Dragon Pulse, if you get that max Wormwood off, you can probably maybe invest for a little bit, right? And I'm sure there's some sort of calc if you wanted to sit there and calc for it. Of course, I don't have one off the top of my head. I guess I could actually check right now. I'm not sure if you guys can see this right now. If you can't see this, I'll jump back into the video after. I don't actually know if you can. Actually, you can see this. Okay, so perfect. So we have the Naganadel, right? And let's say Cinderace. I know Cinderace isn't completely relevant right now, guys. But we are going to go Naganadel. And if we get the Wormwind up, assuming they Dynamax, of course, Airstream, a -1 Airstream. Like I said, look, -1 Airstream, even without investment from a Life Orb Cinderace, is still, as soon as it's -1, even if you invest at 77 to 91%, I guess I should highlight this right here, right? Even if you invest, it's still going to be a 2-hit knockout, right? So this is what I was kind of getting at along these lines. I guess technically if you look at the G-Max Fireball, although I guess you max, right? But then everything's already a 3-co if everything's a 3-hit knockout if you max. I don't know. I don't see much of a reason to invest in bulk on Naganadel, so I'd say just max it out, or close to maxing it out, probably like 244, maybe 244 and 12, but I don't know. What's the Life Orb recoil? Life Orb recoil is 1/10, so you wouldn't even want to go up this high, because then it's 1/10, right? So here you'd be taking 15, but here you'd be taking 14 points of damage. So you probably only want 4 in HP to save Life Orb damage, and then maybe just 4 and 4 even, just so you're not wasting EVs, right? Maybe 4 and 12. I don't know. You can play around. Maybe there is a calc. I don't have one off the top of my head, guys. But I definitely, if you're gonna go Life Orb, I would definitely sit around 149 HP. You don't even need the 4 in HP really. But if you're just gonna go max, and then I would go 4 in HP, because like I said, 149 is better for you than 148, just because you're taking 1/10, and both of those would round down to 14 points of damage from Life Orb. So you might as well go up to 149 and have that one point extra HP. So basically, you're taking quote unquote less Life Orb damage, even though you're technically not. But it makes it feel like you're taking less. But regardless of that, guys, this is basically all I have to say for Naganadel right now. And we're going to get some games in, guys. Like I said, I think I rambled on for at least 10 minutes here, which is not what the point of this is. It's just kind of to highlight things. I need to find a way to get it shorter. But hey, maybe you guys like this. I don't know. But just before we do cut into the Battle Stadium switch over here, I am just going to point out the question of the day, guys, is how do you guys feel about Legendaries coming back in VGC? We're back. I'm in Battle Stadium now, and we're ready to go. We've got a decent battle coming up for you guys. Hopefully I can actually use Naganadel here. I would at least like to feature in at least the first battle, right? Especially since I have to cut the recording after Showdown to get to this part. And I can actually probably try to find a Naganadel battle for you guys, and that's what I'm hoping for. And it looks like I may be able to bring it here. But it doesn't look that great. Like, I think just the rest of my team just looks better if I had to guess. Like, Finny looks phenomenal here outside of the Rillaboom though, and the Thundy, I guess, so maybe not. I mean, what set did I even come up with? I don't even remember what set I came up with for this Naganadel. Of course, Shiny, because you gotta go Shiny. Sludge Bomb, Draco Meteor, Heat Wave, and Protect. Speed, what was my speed tier? Okay, I did decide to go 189 to outspeed the Cinder. That's what I ended up deciding. I couldn't actually remember. It's been, honestly, I took like a couple days off between when I got the team in game, when I built the first part of the video, got the team in game, and then finally sat down to record it. It's been a bit of time, so I didn't even remember, so I got that checked out. And you know what? I think I'm going to bring it. Like, if he's bringing Whimsicott Vish, like, Naganadel kind of puts in work there. Like, let's be real. Vish is a water type. Vish is not a dragon type, so we're going to actually lead Naganadel here. Shuts down to Rillaboom as well. I wish I had, like, a Quake of some sort. I'm actually going to go a little off the wall here. And again, it'll Urshifu Dusclops. And I almost want Rotom. Do I want Rotom? Yeah, I want Rotom here. Yeah, we'll go Rotom. I feel like Finny might just be better for the Heatran as a secondary answer to it. But we're going to go with this, guys. I don't know how this is going to work. But I just want to have a decent game, you know? A game where you can actually, like, we can actually see how things flow, if that makes sense. But regardless of that, we'll jump into things here. I'm looking for a Whimsicott lead. I would expect the Whimsicott lead. You don't have Whimsicott and not lead it. There it is, the Whimsicott lead. So this is actually beautiful for Naganadel. Really, really wish I would have had Airstream on this Naganadel right now. But I did opt for the faster Naganadel with a Fire move instead. Do I need Protect though? I'm not taking anything anyways. So maybe Airstream is the better option, just in general. Because it would rip through Urshifu, and with the dominance of Urshifu right now, you probably want Airstream as well, but I don't want to drop Heat Wave because of Kartanas and Metagrosses and stuff like that. But at the same time, though, a Wormwind is just going to absolutely shred this Urshifu here. And if he's Tailwinding to catch up, I'm just going to finish it off with a Wicked Blow here. I don't want to do anything too crazy right now. I don't want to potentially lower my defenses or anything. Now, okay, so he Tailwinds and does what, though? Like, does he just Tailwind Wicked Blow? Does he Tailwind CC? Does he double my Urshifu? Because he could just go right after my Urshifu and try to pick me off, right? And just go Moonblast CC, say he's going to win a speed tie and just pick me off. But I mean, if you're running Whimsicott I feel like you need you should be clicking Tailwind here, right? Because it just helps everything you have in the back as well. Like, I should be able to get through this turn with a Pokemon down on his side of the field and still have 2 Mons. That's what I'm assuming here. But let's take a look. Wicked Blow coming out. He actually Wicked Blows. Didn't he get... Look how much damage that did. First of all, I'm pretty sure that's banded. But second of all, that just proves my point that this Naganadel is frail. Naganadel is frail. I know it was banded Urshifu, but this should not be doing that much. I'm Dynamaxed. Like, Naganadel, go to a gym or something. Come on. Go to a gym. But we do get a knockout there at least, which isn't too bad. You know, one day I'm gonna remember to actually mute my phone before we actually before I start recording. But today's not that day. So if you guys heard that, I apologize. But anyways, Wicked Blow going into the cot for a little bit of damage here. Of course, we're gonna get a crit because it's Wicked Blow. That's like the only thing that makes Urshifu good. And I lied because it's not the only thing that makes Urshifu good. That's what makes it way better than it is. It would be good without that, but with the guaranteed crit every time, it's absolutely disgusting. And here comes the Thundy. Okay, so Thundy coming in. The thing is, if he wants to kill Urshifu, he still has to find a way to double into it. Because I'm... Right? Like, he still has to find a way to double into that. I'm going to go for the Ooze and see if I can knock out this cot. And I'd rather go Wicked Blow into Thundy here. I could actually max guard, though. You know? Because I don't... Do you really think he's going to target... He's got to pick off Naganadel to some extent, right? I think to some extent he's got to try and get rid of Naganadel here. So I am going to guard, just give myself another chance. And I'm going to Wicked Blow the Thundy. There's the max. And I'm assuming he tries to just pick off Naganadel with a blast from Cot here. The one problem that could arise is if it's Dazzling Gleam Whimsicott, which in my opinion is the better Whimsicott. Because you don't have to call plays like this and you can just click Gleam right now. And it would be phenomenal if he has that. Well, it'd be phenomenal for him if he has it. Not great for me, but we will take a look and see what he wants to go with here. It is indeed going to be that Gleam on the Cot. Now, I wonder if that would have picked off Naganadel. I want to say it would have from that range, but I really don't know. Let's see. Did he double the Naganadel? Hopefully not. He did double the Naganadel. Okay, nice. So that's a poor play on his end. I'm not sure if he was thinking that. First of all, that does so much damage. Not sure if he was unsure of if he was picking me off or not. And now I'm going to Ooze the Thundy because Ooze and a Sucker Punch will kill. So now he just Gleams and I'm not going to get an attack off with Naganadel, but I have at least stalled out 2 turns. Sucker Punch into Thundy. Okay. That's respectable damage. Dazzling Gleam pick me off so he doesn't get the boost. Naganadel is alive, so he definitely made the correct play last turn doubling Naganadel there. But I'm happy I max guarded them because now I'm alive. And there's the Knuckle, and that's what I didn't want to see. Is him getting a boost like that. Because the problem is I bring in something else beside this Whimsicott. Sorry, beside my Dusclops here. And because I brought... It's Dusclops Rotom, though. Although Rotom's not going to die to anything. So I should get taunted on Dusclops. And Thunderbolt should probably drop... Yeah, Thunderbolt will drop this Thundurus. And I should get taunted, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Haze. Maybe Naganadel can pick up the win here. I think it did enough. Like, it dropped that Urshifu to 1 piece. Like, if it wasn't beside Tailwind, it was just dead. But, I mean, you weren't banded Urshifu, you need speed control. So I can't really say I'm going to get banded Urshifu's not in Tailwind, right? But I am predicting to get taunted here, so I am just going to Nightshade into you. And I'm going to Thunderbolt this Thundy. If he attacks, there's also a chance I could just protect my Rotom, but I don't think he can kill Rotom, +1 or not. Like, I don't think he has a stab move that kills me. Right? I don't think he does personally myself, but there's also a question of if he even has Taunt. I would run Taunt on Whimsicott, and I've basically called everything this Whimsicott's gone for. I'm expecting Taunt. Like, Tailwind I've seen, Dazzling Gleam I called, it really should be Taunt. Like, what's his Trick Room answer if he doesn't have Taunt? So... There's the taunt. Okay, right on a T. And like I said, I don't think he can kill Rotom here. Max Knuckles only base 90. I know he's +1, but it's not killing me. I could have protected, right? But I wanted to make sure I dropped this Thunder. So I guess I could have protect. That would have probably been better, eh? Protect Rotom and Nightshade the Thundy. Let Thundy go down, and then I have more health on his Rotom. But I am also fairly confident it's Dracovish in the back, and having health on Rotom isn't going to help me in that scenario. Nightshade coming out. If it's not Dragovich, we have a chance. That, first of all, that actually did a lot of damage. Tailwind's gone. And what comes in? It's Heatran. Okay. This is actually a winnable game right now. Because I don't know how he touches Rotom. I really don't know how he touches Rotom. I'm going to Nightshade. And I'm actually going to Protect here. Because he has to go after Rotom. And he's not killing Clops this turn. And I don't want a potential Dazzling Gleam plus something from Heatran to pick me off. So, we're going to go with that. People need to stop calling me. So, the one day I don't mute my phone, you know? The one day. But we're here. And I really do think this is a phenomenal spot. So, my thought process here is if I protect Rotom, he has to kind of kill the Rotom, right? That's really my only damage dealer left. So, he should be coming after my Rotom. So, seeing him coming after my Rotom wouldn't be shocking, which is why I'm protecting, right? The moment he drops Rotom, he can win this game against Dusclops, right? But if I protect Rotom, a Dazzling Gleam is guarantees that I don't have to take a Dazzling Gleam. He's actually just going to Tailwind. I mean, that's questionable. That's very questionable. I think you have to try and just knock my Rotom off. But either way, I'm not taking damage here. And Dusclops is going to drop this Whimsicott. And now it's still Rotom versus this Heatran for the end game here. Okay, I don't want to do too much damage to it. This is the thing. You know what else I could do? Which would be a cool play? Is if I Pain Split my Rotom. But I don't think I have enough HP between the two of us here to actually make that a reasonable play. So, we're going to go Nightshade. We're going to drop a Thunderbolt. I can always protect to keep Heat Wave being a double target. And he is going to click Heat Wave. This isn't killing Rotom. Rotom is bulkier than that. I was at 67, now I'm at 33. So I did 34%, 34 health. Which means another Heat Wave is probably a damage roll to kill me. And I really don't like seeing that. But Nightshade going into the Heatran here. And Dusclops is going to shake off the taunt. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to Trick Room while he's got Tailwind up. And I'm going to protect the Rotom. Then what I can do is, if he does enough damage to Dusclops, I can Pain Split and Thunderbolt and then kill the Heatran. And if he doesn't do enough damage, I can just Nightshade and Thunderbolt. And both will be very, perfectly fine plays. As long as I get Trick Room up without Dusclops dying. Which I don't think that's possible unless he crits a Heat Wave and burns me. So this game should be realistically over right now. Like, I really don't see how he would beat me here. But we're going to drop the Protect here. And it should just be another Heat Wave. He's actually going to Flash Cannon, and he's going to correctly target the Dusclops as well. But with that, Dusclops is going to eat that, and we're going to get Trick Room up, and I believe there's 2 more turns of Tailwind. So I will double check that just to be sure, because there's never anything wrong with, there's actually only 1 more turn. So he could Protect here, which would be a little annoying, but here's a Pain Split and a Thunderbolt. Because if he Protects here, yep, there it is, to Protect. Because I was going to say, if he Protects here, this Heatran is probably slower than my Rotom. So, that's definitely a misplay there on the turns of Tailwind from his end. But that's alright. I still think Dusclops wins this with a Pain Split and a Nightshade. I don't think he can actually get out of that. And once again, I Thunderbolt on the off chance this is a damage roll on Rotom and Rotom doesn't die. So here's the Pain Split, and I should get some health back here. Actually, not as much as I thought. So, Heatran is going to drop this Heat Wave. Rotom is going to take it on 2, so it was indeed a damage roll right there, and this Thunderbolt's going to seal the game now. I actually potentially just lost that game if that picks off Rotom. Like, if he picks off Rotom there, I don't think that's in Nightshade range. I mean, he has what? Just over 200 HP? So if that was it below 25%? It was tough to tell. I wasn't really paying that much attention to the HP bar. But honestly, I thought Pain Split would do a lot more. So this is what happens when you don't use Dusclops and you try to use Dusclops. But hey, Naganadel got the win there, guys. And I mean, the Max Guard was clutch there, so maybe that's why you do need Protect, which is why I probably have it, to be perfectly honest, because I like plays like that, right? If I'm going to max a frail Pokemon and they're going to have to attack into me, I like to have that Max Guard. So, I don't know. I think you have to pick between the Heat Wave or the Air Slash. Right now, I wish I would have had Air Slash there, although it didn't matter because he had just had Tailwind anyways. So, realistically, I stick with Heat Wave there. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. We'll be back with some more Naganadel in the next episode of Trash or Treasure. Until then, guys, yeah, you know what? I still have no outro. So, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time.